part 1 of the B2 First Use of English paper.
Oh wow, Toby. I didn't even know there was a part 1.
I know, nor did I, but then I checked and yes, there is a part 1.
Oh no!
But don't worry because I'm going to tell you all about it.
Yeah!
My name is Toby, this is Smash English, and here is everything you need to know about part 1 of the Use of English paper for the B2 First Cambridge exam. In part 1 of the B2 First Use of English paper, you will be given a text, but there will be 8 spaces.
Oh no, Toby, I'm scared of spaces.
Me too. Me too. But don't worry, because you will also be given 4 words for each space, and it is your job to decide which word goes best in each space.
Wow, Toby, that's exciting.
Yes, it is very exciting, but also very, very hard.
Why?
Because the words are often very, very similar. A dictionary or Google Translate won't help you here. Instead, you need to think about subtle differences in meaning, the grammatical form, collocations, or perhaps phrasal verbs.
Oh yes, Toby, we love phrasal verbs.
So, why don't we practice together as a team?
Hey, Mr. Toby?
Yes?
Are we doing part 1 of the Use of English paper?
Yes?
Oh, well, I've prepared the text that we can use.
You have?
Yeah, so can we use it? Please? Super pretty please with a cherry on top?
Okay, yeah, whatever.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Toby, I won't let you down. This is gonna be great.
So, here is the text, and here are the possible answers for each space.
Toby, can I read now?
Yep, okay, go ahead.
Okay, Johnny, don't go, I muttered under my breath. That was he left me. He turned away, umbrella in hand as the rain gushed onto the soaked London streets. It was dark, but not dark enough to obscure the tears dripping down my beautiful cheeks. I felt such pain that could have made me feel better. All the arguments, pain, and betrayal I still could not accept that it was over. Relationships are strange. When you're in one, you wish you weren't, but when they're over, you on every little detail that may have to their end. This time was no different. Was it my hair? Or maybe my beard? No, Monica, that's impossible. I am beautiful. Or at least that is what myself. We so much time searching for that someone. Is it possible that we forget who we are in the process? I must remember, I am Monica. I am strong, independent, and free. Johnny, don't go, I muttered under my breath. That was he left me.
Let's first focus on the meaning. Here we are not talking about a physical space. So place is impossible because we don't know where this event happened yet. So we can eliminate place. It doesn't make sense and it is not the emphasis of the sentence. Now we have moment, time, and case. That was the case he left me doesn't make any sense at all, so we can eliminate that too. This leaves us with moment and time. Time usually refers to a broad period of time, whereas moment refers to a shorter period of time. For example, I had a great time watching that film. Well, that describes the entire experience of watching the film. Whereas, that was a fantastic moment in the film, wasn't it? Well, that refers to a short period of time within the film. Maybe a joke, or an action scene, or when the cat eats the snail. Yes. So here, are we referring to a long period of time or are we referring to a short moment? Well, a moment. So that was the moment he left me. Moment.
I felt such pain that could have made me feel better.
So, what is the meaning? I'm saying like I'm so sad and it's completely impossible to change. Okay, so something means that it is possible to change that. So something is wrong, it doesn't make sense in this context, so we can eliminate something. On the other hand, none is too ambiguous. What does none refer to? None of what? Well, we don't know and we have no context within the text to explain what none could refer to, and this means that we can eliminate none as well. So finally, we are left with anything and nothing. Anything would mean that something could potentially make Monica feel better, and it doesn't matter what that something is. It could be any something. It could be anything. And that's not what we're trying to express here, so the answer is nothing. Nothing. Please remember that in English we do not use double negatives because that is mathematically wrong. Science says so. This means that when we use nothing in a positive sentence, it is a negative. I have nothing. Oh no. That means I don't have anything. On the other hand, I don't have nothing means I have something, and I'm very, very happy about it. Yes, because I don't have nothing. I have you. You watching this video now. Brilliant. I'm so lucky. And so are you. You don't have nothing either because you have me and we have each other.
All the arguments, pain, and betrayal, I still could not accept that it was over.
Number 3 is very, very easy. That means that we can relax because only one answer fits with the grammar. And this makes our lives much, much easier if we know the grammar. And if we don't know the grammar, well, that's embarrassing. Study more grammar. Use this playlist here to learn all about the B2 First grammar that you need to know to pass the exam. Right? Yes. Yeah, anyway. Though, although, and even though all follow the same grammatical rule. If you are beginning a sentence with though, although, or even though, they must be followed by a subject. Yes, followed by a subject. But is all the arguments a subject? No, Toby, it's not. It's an object. Exactly, it's an object. And we cannot use an object after although, even though, or though, which means our answer must be despite. Despite is the answer. And I'm a dancer.
Despite all the arguments, pain, and betrayal, I still could not accept that it was over.
And now number 4 is the opposite. For number 4, there is no grammar. Instead, we need to focus purely on the meaning. We have 4 phrasal verbs, and we know that the objects of these phrasal verbs are arguments, pain, and betrayal. And we know that despite these objects, Monica still could not accept that the relationship was over. So then, let's focus on the meaning of these phrasal verbs. Made up of means constituted by, and we normally use this in the passive. For example, my body is made up of blood, organs, and a very, very big brain. God, my brain is so big. So in this context, made up of makes absolutely 0 sense because we're not talking about the constitution of something, are we? No, we're not. Oh, and done up of doesn't even exist, so we can eliminate that one as well. So made up of and done up of we have eliminated because they cannot be right. Made up of makes no sense, done up of doesn't exist, and this just leaves us with 2 possible answers. So it's 50-50. Just take a guess. No, don't take a guess. Don't take a guess. We can do it together as a team, like I said before, because we're best friends. Please, please, please be my friend. So we are left with come up with and put up with. What do these mean? The phrasal verb to come up with means to invent an idea. So if Monica came up with the arguments, the pain and the betrayal, then that means that she invented them in her head. And that is definitely not true, Toby, because it was also real. Okay, so through a process of elimination, that leaves us with put up with. And maybe you don't even know what that means, but it doesn't matter. We've eliminated all the others, so we'll go with put up with. But by the way, put up with means to tolerate. If you put up with something, you tolerate it. Like you're putting up with me right now. You're tolerating me just because you want my knowledge. Isn't that great? That's all I am to you. That's all I am to you. God. And of course, I have videos about all the phrasal verbs that you need to know for the BT1st Cambridge exam. Yes, 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 I do. Click this playlist here and you will learn them all, be very, very happy. Leave a comment saying, wow, Toby, thank you so much. I'll feel happy. And then you've made some happiness in the world. And that's very, very rare, especially in my life. I spend most of my days alone, crying.
Relationships are strange. When you are in one, you wish you weren't, but when they're over, you... on every little detail that may have to their end.
This is very, very easy, thanks to the preposition on. So if you see a preposition after your blank space and think, well, what word here can go with the preposition? That will help you. Yes, it'll be very, very helpful. Firstly, we cannot imagine on something. Instead, we can imagine plus gerund or imagine plus object. For example, can you imagine being a dog? Can you imagine life before Smash English? Yes to the first, no to the second, obviously. Also, you cannot wonder on. No, no, no. You can wonder about something, or you can wonder why something is, where something is, who something is, whose something is, when something is, or what something is, but not on. No, not on. And again, we cannot consider on. No, instead, we can consider plus gerund. For example, I considered becoming a dancer, but then I realised that I couldn't dance. So I decided to become a teacher because there was nothing else I could do in the world, and now look at me, look at me, look at me, please, someone, look at me. This leaves us with one option, focus. We focus on something. We don't wonder on something, we don't imagine on something, and we don't consider on something. We focus on something, and so the answer is focus.
When they're over, you focus on every little detail that may have to their end.
This is similar again. We have a preposition, and the preposition is to. We don't say resulted to, instead we say resulted in. We don't say finished to. Instead we use a preposition depending on the time that we are talking about. For example, the exam will finish in 5 minutes. The party will finish at 2 o'clock in the morning. Past my bedtime, am I right? I finished that cake around 4 minutes and 35 seconds ago. But who's counting? Not me. Lasted does not make sense here. We use last to talk about the duration of something, with or without the preposition for. Toby, I'm so bored. This video is lasting for ages. Or you could say the journey lasts 30 minutes. And so this leaves us with the word led. Yeah, led to means resulted in. Finished.
I am beautiful. Or at least that's what myself.
Firstly, who is the speaker talking to? Well, the speaker is talking to the speaker. And that's why we have the reflexive pronoun myself. If we want to use said plus the person or object the speaker is speaking to, then we need to use the preposition to. And we don't have that preposition here, so the answer cannot be said. And this same rule applies to mentioned and remarked. That is what I said to myself. That is what I mentioned to myself. That is what I remarked to myself. But here we don't have the preposition to, and so that leaves us with only one possible answer, and that is told. After the verb to tell, we always need an object, like I tell the truth or I tell a lie, or an object pronoun. Here we have the reflexive pronoun because Monica is talking to herself. And so, at least that's what I told myself. Yes!
We so much time searching for that someone.
Let us talk about the collocations. Use does not collocate with time in this way. In fact, the only time that use collocates with time is as a noun. That is not a good use of time. However, here, use is a verb. And so, no, we don't want it. No. Next. If we have time, we are talking about the time that is available to us. For example, I have 5 minutes to relax before my swimming race against my pet jellyfish. We are not talking about time in that sense here, so we can eliminate have as well. And this leaves us with spend and take. We use take with time to talk about the duration of time required to complete an action. For example, learning English takes time, or it took me a lot of time to complete my drawing of Toby's face. Yeah, we have we here, and we is a subject. When take collocates with time, after a subject, we usually need an infinitive of purpose. And that sounds confusing, but let me give you an example. Toby, the subject, didn't take a long time, take collocated with time, to explain this grammar point. The infinitive of purpose. There we go, I've explained it in less than 10 seconds. Genius. Genius! Wow. So in this context, that would give us we take so much time to search. But that doesn't really make much sense, because we talk about we take so much time to find, not we take so much time to search. But in any case, we haven't got to plus infinitive. We have the gerund, searching, so take is impossible. And this leaves us with spend. Spend. We spend so much time searching. Yes, yes we do. How much time did you spend searching for this video? Probably many, many hours. But now you've found it. Lucky you. Leave a comment, subscribe, like the video. Woohoo!
We spend so much time searching for that someone.
I'm very, very sorry, but all of these words mean something very, very similar. And if you don't know the collocation, you will be unable to answer it. Or will you? If you are in a situation like this where you have absolutely no idea, focus on what sounds better. Important someone? Elite someone? No, that sounds terrible. Exclusive someone? That's better, I guess. Special someone? Special someone. This is alliteration. Alliteration is where the first letter of two or more adjacent words is the same, and it creates a nice sound. Special someone. Terrific Toby. Sexy smash English. But if you are in doubt and you need to choose an adjective or a noun to form a compound noun and you have absolutely no idea what you are doing, then why not see if you can find some alliteration? Because if it sounds good, it's probably right? Nothing that sounds good is ever wrong. Probably, I think, maybe. Yeah, that's terrible advice. Sorry. And with that, we are finished. Now you know everything you need to know about doing part 1 of the Use of English paper for the Meeting First Cambridge exam. If you liked the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment down below. My name is Toby, and this was Smash English.